What's up, everyone? We are live at 5. It's Thursday, December 19th. One day till cats. I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Hey, Beth.
Yes, Paul.
Someone fantastic is here today.
Yes.
Like one of Broadway's newest stars.
She's
Celia
fresh.
Rose Gooding of Jagged Little Pill.
Yes.
So excited she's here.
Broadway's Frankie Healy.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. We're going to talk, we're going to find out everything about Celia, but first today's top 5.
We got casting for this work that's going to be making its New York debut.
Are you ready for casting?
Sure.
Are you ready for casting for Blues for an Alabama Sky?
What's that?
It's a show
Okay.
at the King Company. New York debut. It previews February 4th and opens on February 18th on Theater Row.
Okay.
Are you ready? Alfie Fuller, Prima Cruz, John Andrew Morrison, Kiri Walker, and Sheldon Woodley
Cool.
will be starring in this show that tells a timely story about 4 friends whose lives and passions collide when an innocent newcomer from Alabama arrives in Harlem during the summer of 1930.
Cool.
Good stuff.
All right.
Good stuff.
And we got some more casting about this Peter Pan-inspired new work.
Yes, so it's a new musical called Fly. It's inspired by Peter Pan. And we just found out Storm Lever,
Oh.
who, of course, was in Summer, the Donna Summer musical, starring LaChanze, who today's guest knows
They have a
pretty well.
connection. Yeah.
Storm is playing Wendy.
Oh, Wendy.
Wendy, you know Wendy.
We know
so
Wendy.
it's Peter Pan inspired, so much so that Wendy's in it. Lincoln Kloss will co-star as Peter. He was in Bat Out of Hell. This is really interesting. It is directed by Tony-winning producer Jeffrey Seller.
Wow.
Congratulations,
Of
Jeffrey.
Hamilton fame and Rent
that's
fame.
Yes, Rent fame. I mean, that's always number one for me. Rent fame is
And
like
Hamilton
top
fame.
of every resume.
For everyone else, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, it is running February 18th through March 29th at La Jolla Playhouse out in San Diego. And Andy Blankenbuehler and Stephanie Clemens, his longtime associate,
Yes.
are choreographing the show together. And it's based on Peter Pan, and it features a book by Pulitzer finalist Rajiv Joseph and music by In the Heights Tony winner Bill Sherman and lyrics by Joseph and Kirsten Childs.
This
So
is a
what
very
an
fancy
interesting
creative team.
Yeah, it's like a really interesting creative
Yeah.
team. And we're going to find out more casting at a future date, but keep your eye on that one.
And something really cool is happening across the pond.
So we have some casting for the Pirate Queen, which has never
Oh
been.
my God.
I know,
Of
it's a
Stephanie
throwback.
J. Block fame?
Of Stephanie J. Block fame. Now, we already knew that a different Elphaba is playing the role,
Oh.
and that's Rachel Tucker. But
Oh.
we have some new casting. Hannah Waddingham. Do you remember her from Spamalot?
Yes.
She has 3 Olivier nominations.
She won a Broadway Comedy's Choice Award.
Probably.
Wow.
Probably. So she will be in it, as well as Steph Perry
Okay.
and Emma Norman. Rachel
This is
Tucker
it's
will
just a
play
concert.
Grace
It's a
O'Malley.
concert.
It's one night only,
Okay.
February 23rd,
Okay.
2020, at the London Coliseum.
Okay.
That's exciting.
And this star is returning to the stage, and we're very excited about
You're
it.
speaking of Carla Gugino. Beth told me to say it like
Carla
that.
Gugino.
So that I
yeah.
Gugino. So I said her name, her last
She's
name
Italian.
correctly.
There you go.
She's fantastic.
She's wonderful.
And she's really lovely too.
She is.
Anyway, she's returning to do an off-Broadway play. It's called Anatomy of a Suicide, and it's a U.S. premiere, and Alice Birch wrote it. And it's directed by Liliana Blaine Cruz and starts previews February 1st, opens February 18th at the Atlantic Theater. And it centers on 3 generations of women whose lives play out simultaneously.
You just broke my brain. Cool.
Yes, and as Paul mentioned earlier, it's one day till cats, so we're going to let him talk about what it was like when he got to see it.
Okay. Beth, this is very important. And I don't want to bore you. I know we have a very exciting guest today, so I'm not going to harp on this. But we have to talk about cats.
Meow.
Because,
Oh, wow.
look at you.
Wow.
So
The
here's,
movie Cats.
Here's the thing. I think it deserves a fair and impartial trial.
I think you're mixing something up with the news.
But Cats deserves it too. And here's what I have to say. First of all, Cats is the first Broadway musical I saw that blew my mind.
Not the first one you saw.
I saw Grease, but I preferred the movie. But then I saw the show, and I was like, why isn't it like the movie? But then I saw Cats, and it blew my mind at the Winter Garden Theater. I loved it, like totally loved it. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because it's not weird. Like, I don't think the story's weird. I don't think the characters
It's
are weird. I don't
poetry.
think the structure. To me, it's so normal. Like, I've lived with cats basically my whole life. So I'm going into this with that. So even when I saw the trailer and everybody was like freaking out about the trailer, I was like, it's cats. I did think Mongo, Jerry, and Rumpelteazer looked too tiny in some of the shots, and they fixed that, by the way. Some of the shots that looked off in the trailer are not in the film. So I saw the film. I wanted to tell you, it's very normal for me. Even the digital fur.
But you're like part Jellicle. You are part Jellicle.
I'm not part Jellicle. I'm not taking that. I'm not going that far.
Okay.
But I just want to talk about the movie because I think that fans of the musical probably want to know what it's like because there's a lot of reviews out there. People have no idea what Cats is and are kind of confused about the whole plot.
School
to me,
the
it
people.
totally makes sense that you'd have a contest to find out who goes to the Heaviside layer.
Obviously.
Why wouldn't you do? I mean, of course
Right.
you would do that. So that's what they do in the movie.
I would
they
hope
did on
so.
stage. And millions and billions of people have loved this musical.
Yes.
So there has to be some people out there who maybe like it. So here's my experience. I just want to tell you quickly.
I'm ready.
It was really hard. Okay, so first of all, Victoria is the star of the movie, which is very strange because Victoria is like a random. It's
white
the white
cat.
cat. Imogen
White cat.
Lloyd-Webber is like, she's not random. She's always been my favorite character. But now Victoria is the star.
That
of
is
the
strange.
like Victoria is like if it was the Tonys, she'd be the lead. She'd be in the lead category. Victoria is suddenly the lead. Francesca Hayward plays Victoria, the white cat. She's incredible. But it starts with Victoria getting dumped. It literally starts with a cat getting thrown into the junkyard in a burlap bag. If that doesn't like get you emotionally invested in something, then I can't be friends with you. Because that, like, immediately I was like, oh my God, I want to know what happens to Victoria. Well, she meets all the others.
Wow.
But I have to admit, the first like 20, 25 minutes were a little hard for me to get into the rhythm of it.
Oh, okay.
Gumby Cat and the Rum Tum Tugger she was eating, Gumby Cat was eating, what's her name? Anna, what?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know who she is.
Anna?
No, the Gumby Cat. Are you
You're
kidding
talking
me? right
Rebel
now?
Wilson?
Rebel Wilson.
Okay.
Jenny
Annie Dots.
Jenny
I'm sorry,
Annie Dots.
But they also had
Got it.
people playing roaches, and she's
Oh.
eating the people. That was
Ew.
hard. Like the first 25. But Jennifer Hudson. But all of a sudden, she sees Grisabella
Grisabella.
comes down, and okay, the minute Jennifer Hudson came down the street, and they're all making fun of her because they're bullying her like you do in Cats, but it's just more amplified in the movie. And Jennifer Hudson was giving me everything in the face that I wanted her to give, and that was like a turning point for me, because then she sang the first short version of Memory, and then Victoria sang Beautiful Ghost, that new song that didn't make any sense to me when I first heard it, but in the context of the movie, I actually found it extremely moving. I loved it. Okay.
Okay, I'm with you.
And then Judi Dench comes out as Deuteronomy, and like, if you're not going to take Judi Dench seriously, then there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
She was fantastic. She was a beautiful old Deuteronomy. And then Ian McKellen comes out, and you see all this chemistry between Judi Dench and Ian McKellen. Also, the whole thing is set in theater world. So like, all the cats are running around the theater district of London. It's all set in a theater. So theater fans are going to appreciate all that. It was a beautiful design. It's weird. It's Cats, okay? But I'm just saying there are some things to like about it. Once it got emotional, I just went for the ride, okay?
All
And this
right.
is a movie where you really have dancers. They're
Oh,
really
and
dancing.
the dancing
Yeah.
by Andy Blankenbuehler was incredible. It's a whole new vision for it. And the screenplay by Lee Hall and Tom Hooper was really kind of, it was clever because it actually explained some of the things that Broadway audiences never understood during the entire run of Cats. It kind of explained it, okay? And the only other thing I wanted to say is that Taylor Swift as
Yes.
Bomb Ballerina was fantastic. It's like a 5-minute, she just comes out, does a fantastic, the Macavity number, it was great. Anyway, it's very strange. Audience, I actually wish I saw it with kids because I was gonna borrow your kids because I would love to see if it would hold the same magic that it did for me when I was a kid. Because I can't really explain what that was, but it lives in me. And just go see Cats because you know what? Everyone's gonna be talking about it, and you're gonna find things in there to appreciate. I thought emotionally worked really well. Some of the the emotions of it got to me.
We would love to hear what you have to say about this. So please tweet at Paul,
Oh my
Facebook at us.
God.
We want to
Tweet
hear.
at
We want to
Paul.
hear.
These
Tweet
words will be following
at
me
Paul.
throughout my life. Anyway, Beth, what else is on the site? Oh, hey, Catherine Gallagher.
Her final.
We know her.
Yeah, we know
It's
her.
her final Jagged
Today's
Little
guest knows her,
Thrill.
too.
Jagged Little
It's the
Thrill.
final episode?
Final episode.
What? When's
That's
season
right.
2?
She's probably ready. She's probably
Okay,
ready.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Beth.
Thank
We have
you.
to make way for Celia because I went on about Cats too long. I Caitlin, tell everyone about today's guest.
Yes, guys, we got Celia Rose Gooding here with us today, with us in the studio. She's currently making her Broadway debut. As we said, she's Broadway's Frankie Healy in Jagged Little Pill. She originated this role when it was off-Broadway, not off-Broadway, but it was at ART, making its premiere, and now it's on Broadway making its debut. She has previously been on stage in things like Urinetown and Fame. She knows what she's doing up there on that stage, y'all, okay? Make sure you follow her at Celia R. Gooding. Leave all of your questions in the comments below, and everyone, please welcome Celia and Paul.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Hi, Celia.
Hi.
You know, it was off-Broadway. Boston's off-Broadway.
Yeah, it's off. It is off-Broadway. I'm not wrong.
So, but now you're on Broadway.
Yeah.
So what's life now? Has life totally changed for you overnight?
Kind of. Yes and no. It's exciting being in a
Yep.
Broadway show. It's terrifying, but it's also like telling this story is really, really honoring to me. So I've been working on the show since I was in high school, and so I'm familiar with the story, but the atmosphere of it and the stakes of it all, that's what I'm getting used to.
Yeah.
Which is insane, but
Yeah.
the best feeling in the world, of course.
How did you first land it? Can you sort of go back to when this show first came into your life?
Yes. So funny enough, the way I found out about the show was the way I find out about everything, through my mother.
Okay, your mother. We should just get this over with. Your mother's LaChanze.
Yeah, that's
who
my
I've been
mama.
obsessed with for a really long,
She's
like
obsessed with
most.
you. So it's fine.
Love
The
LaChanze.
obsession is mutual.
And it's kind of weird. Like I was like a fanboy of your mom, and now like you're here. It's weird. It's different.
It's all good.
But hi, LaChanze. We love you. So your mom knows everything's happening on Broadway because she's LaChanze,
Yep.
Tony winner LaChanze.
Yep. And so her and Tom Kitt were at a benefit dinner. I'm going to blank on the benefit because I have the memory of a goldfish. And so she told me about it, and I sent in a really subpar audition singing You Oughta Know. And yeah, a tape.
Okay.
And I sent it in, and by the grace of the universe, they liked it and they wanted me to come in. So I auditioned for the reading, and that's when I met Lauren Patton and I met Ezra there.
Wow.
And so I did the reading, and that was in 2016 or 2017.
Right.
And then a whole bunch of workshops went through. I re-auditioned, and they kept asking me back, and I'm so eternally grateful. And then I went to go do it in Boston, off Broadway at ART. Yeah, I did another workshop in December, and now I'm here doing it 8 times a week at the Broadhurst Theater. Come see us.
Amazing, and people are loving it.
I'm really, really glad.
New York Times wrote a rave review of it.
Yeah,
It's a critic's
which was-
pick. People are like, I mean, it's when you work on something that long, you're really sort of experiencing this sort of emotional journey that I'm sure you saw your mom go through many times
Oh, yes.
in your life, right?
Yes.
With shows that she was involved with. So what's it like for you to experience that? And how have you grown in the last couple of years from
Oh gosh, I've learned so much. I've learned the importance of time, and that sounds so cliche, but like time is so important. What you do with your time, how you spend your time, getting enough sleep, focusing enough on the text and getting my music done, and just figuring out everything. The importance of time, I've really, really tried to master. Not the best at time management, but I'm getting there. I've grown a lot as just a queer Black activist trying to make sense of this crazy planet. And yeah, the experience of it has been really, really, really gratifying. I love this story so much. I would have supported it even if I wasn't playing Frankie, even if I would find a way to get into that theater every night and support it if I could. But now that I get to actually tell the story that I'm such a huge fan of, it's really the best feeling in the world.
Well, let's talk about Frankie's story a little bit in the show. And the show deals with a lot of hot button topics. I mean, Diablo Cody wrote a new book around Alanis Morissette's amazing songs.
She's a genius.
And it's really contemporary, and it's things that were probably never even really discussed on Broadway. What is Frankie specifically? She's in a family.
Yes, Frankie is a Black girl adopted into a white family, living in a perfect little suburbia where everything seems fine, and then tragedy strikes in the town, and we sort of watch this family really have to look into themselves and process a lot of trauma that they may have pushed down and sort of discarded just for the sake of saving face. And so Frankie is figuring out her sexuality, is figuring out what it means to be Black. She's coming into like the intersectionality of queer and Black and woman and activist and dreamer and lover and fighter. She's just figuring it out. And being a queer Black activist and going back to where I was mentally at her age, which was not long ago.
No. Like when you did the first reading.
Yeah, literally. I was when I did the first reading, I was the same age as Frankie is, and that was the craziest thing. And now that I'm older and I actually get to like inform what I would have not known at that age, it's a really cool full circle moment. She works incredibly hard. Frankie, she gives 100% of her everything to what she feels is right, and that is both her greatest strength and her greatest weakness. And she ends up bulldozing some of the people that she really, really loves. And just like any kid trying to figure life out, you make mistakes and you brush yourself off and you move forward and you live and you learn and you love and you learn and you cry and you learn.
You can sing it if you want.
Oh, goodness.
You look a lot like your mom.
Yes.
And it's actually I feel like it's developed actually over the last few years. You look even more like your mom.
It's a good person to look like. I'm not mad at it.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. What was it like having your mom guiding you through this process? Because showbiz is showbiz. When you did the first reading, it might have not happened after that. It might have, you know what I mean? This sort of progress. What was it like watching? What was it like for you to have her, and what kind of advice did she give you, and what's it been like? Or she let you do your own thing?
It's a little bit of both. I being the wildly independent person that I am, I was always trying to figure it out on my own, but I always turned to my mom in situations where I'm like, I don't know what to do. You've been through this. What would you have wanted to hear when you were in my position? And she has told me to stay present and stay balanced. And so I am very similar to Frankie. I give 100% of my everything to one moment, and then I'm also thinking about the future. And so I'm even after the readings and the workshops, I was like, please, am I gonna still do it? Are they gonna keep me? And my mom was like, listen, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But enjoy what you have right now, because that's always gonna be yours. And I'm still learning how to do that. I'm always gonna keep learning how to do that. And staying balanced, she's always made sure that I'm getting enough sleep and that I'm eating 3 balanced meals a day, because it's important. And me still being very much a kid, I am so frazzled and crazy, and so sometimes I forget important things, and she's always the person to like put a hand on my hand and say exhale and breathe and focus and also have fun. Like showbiz is showbiz, and it's a business, and it's really easy to get really serious about it, and I can do that sometimes. But my mom is always the person to remind me to exhale and have fun, because we're telling stories for a living. I call it the best game of glorified pretend, and it's a job, but it's one of the most fun things you can do, and you have to remember that. And I think I'm on my way there.
Yeah. I remember seeing videos of your mom putting you singing in the car. You guys, like the family, singing in the car, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, she could be on Broadway, and you are. By the way, your mom's on Broadway too.
She is. She's in Christmas Carol at the Lyceum Theater.
She's like Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yes.
What is your Christmas present going to be this year? I mean, meaning today, not a gift.
Oh, I was going to say my Christmas present will be sleep.
Sleep.
And my Christmas present, my present Christmas, is I think, and this is going to be so cliche, but I think what I'm doing right now and living my dream and focusing on this work and telling the story is the best gift I could ever receive, because it's allowing me to teach people who may not know what it's like to be a Black queer woman in an American suburbia in a predominantly white community. I'm teaching certain people what that's like, and being able to share this story and being able to allow people to empathize with a situation that they may not recognize or relate with. It's really, really, really cool, and I'm really, really happy about it.
So as I said, I've been obsessed with your mom forever. This is not all about your mom, by the way. This is about
totally
you.
Fine.
But I have to say, at first I was a fan of your mom. Then I met her professionally. I also knew your dad, Calvin, and of course he lost his life in 9/11. And I wanted to ask you, you were a baby when that happened. Your mom was pregnant with your sister. What was it like? What's it been like over the years to see your mom, first of all, the 9/11, every year there's an anniversary. Every year there's a guy. It's obviously such a big topic for
Yeah.
people. What's it been like for you to sort of learn about it as you're growing up? And what's it been like sort of living with this?
It actually really informs Frankie's story. Not having a father in my life or having one who I lost, and Frankie having parents that she's lost. It's that feeling of like yearning for. It's a feeling of yearning, and it's a feeling of acceptance. It's a balancing act every day. It's some days it hits a lot harder than others, and certain things trigger you on certain days, and sometimes they don't. But the reason, actually, when I went to school briefly, I went to Pace University for a year, and I went downtown, and part of the reason why I wanted to be downtown was that's because I could look out my window and see the Freedom Tower, and that was so important to me to see there and to hold on to that energy, because I knew the upcoming year, working in the city every day and coming down here and seeing 9/11 tattoos on people on the street, and just knowing like this is a part of this city's history, it's a part of this country's history, it's a part of the world's history. And so it's something every day. Today is a great day with it. Some days there are not so great days, and learning to accept that allows me a lot of healing, and it also allows Frankie a lot of healing, and I think it allows a lot of other people who have lost loved ones in great public tragedy a lot of healing. So it's a balancing act.
I remember seeing your dad and mom out in parties. Their love was like, it's so you come from a lot of love, and I know you know that, but it was palpable. You know what I mean?
I have a ridiculous amount of pictures. I have a picture of them at their wedding in my dressing room, and it is something that I look at so I can inform Frankie, be like, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for two parents in love who love their kids and want the best for them. And then she goes into a situation where she may not have that, or where she doesn't think that she has that, even if she does. And so I have been given a lot of information and life experience to inform this character, and that's why I'm so grateful.
Right. Wonderful. When you're dealing with a show that is so emotional, and everyone in the cast is so invested. I had Elizabeth Stanley here recently. We've been watching Catherine Gallagher's vlog. It's a beautiful cast of people.
Yeah.
But what do you think that you're all more bonded because of this?
Oh yeah.
Because you're dealing with such heightened things.
Yeah, I think it's the company of Jagged Little Pill are some of my favorite people on this earth.
Yeah.
They are so open, and they are so giving of themselves as both creatives and as people. I learned so much about experiences that I could never relate to on my own. But we have to be really, really close, because we're reflecting the intersectional, chaotic world we're living in today. And in order to go there, in order to fully go there emotionally, instead of doing the easy thing and that's just ignoring it, we have to present it head on for over 2 hours and just live in it for a second. And so there are times where I go through something that's a little tough for both Celia and Frankie, and I just got to shake it off stage, and I look someone in the cast, or I'll hold a hand, or it's little moments. We have an offstage choreography of just like checking in with people and being like, hey, how you doing? We're good? All right. Because it's important. It's important because we can't tell the story if we don't trust each other.
Yep.
And we do. I trust all of them with my safety and my emotional health, because they got my back and I have theirs. And so, I love my cast family, because we're a family.
Wonderful. Hey, Caitlin, what are
Yes.
the people online asking about?
Yes. So Cindy wants to know, what has it been like at the stage door for Jagged Little Pill, and what has the fan interaction been like for you?
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. It's been amazing. I think we're calling them the Jagged Little Pals. I think that's what we call them at ART.
Cute.
I have the memory of a goldfish,
Cute.
so I don't remember. But it's been amazing. They're so sweet and kind, and obviously they've like heard what has been shared, because it's very easy to like receive a story like Jagged Little Pill and go and lock up and shut down.
Sure.
But these people come with, they're like, sometimes they're openly weeping and their hearts are so open, and I just want to hold each and every one of them and be like, thank you for receiving this, because they've been so incredible, and I'm so grateful for all of them. Because these are the people we're telling this story for.
Right.
We're giving them this information and saying, this is what we see, what is going on. we see it, we respect it, we honor it,
Yeah.
and this is what you can do to get through it, because it's hard. We are living in a really, really, really tough time. Thank God Donald Trump was impeached. He's not out of office, but he's been impeached. Yeah, we're living in a really tough time, and these people are coming here and they're receiving the story and they're being reminded, but they're leaving with such joy and optimism, and that's exactly, they're taking exactly what I feel like we want to give, and it's really, really cool.
Love
Great.
that. Savannah wants to know, is there an Atlanta song that you wish you could sing on stage but you don't get to do? Or,
Oh, at one point there in a workshop, and if I'm spoiling something and I'm not allowed to do this, I'm so sorry. But at some point we were incorporating "Woman Down" into the show,
man.
but it had to be snipped. But if we could bring "Woman Down" back, I would be really, really, really excited. I'm really, really lucky to sing a bunch of the songs that I love, and I get to start one of my favorite song on both the cast album and the original album is "Wake Up," and I get to start it in one of the most like beautifully cathartic ways. It's my favorite moment in the show. One of my favorite moments in the shows. The entire show is my favorite moment in the show. But yeah, I would love for them to bring "Woman Down" back. Please bring back "Woman Down." The show's frozen, but bring it back. Bring it back.
you heard it here first.
We got the memo.
All right, we can do one last question. I think this is just hilarious because of what we were talking about today. But Nina wants to know, Celia, if you could be a cat in Cats.
What?
Oh God.
Did you ever see Cats when
I
you were a kid?
didn't.
Never
I'm
seen
actually. I
Cats.
know. I'm a bad theater kid. I should know Cats. I'm actually not familiar with Cats, but I am going to see the movie because that
Okay.
looks trippy. In the
Good
best
adjective.
way.
Good
And-
adjective.
Yeah, and we have a great spokesperson for Cats. I'm excited to see it. But if I don't know, I would want to be. I would consider myself a strong mover. So any Cats track that does not do a lot of dancing, probably not Taylor Swift's cat character. I'm not good at this.
There's a magician.
Okay, I'd be a magician. I would like that. A magician, not a magician.
I actually have a question.
Great.
Are there any of your mom's amazing roles you'd like to try on?
T-Moon.
Oh, you want to play
Yeah,
T-Moon?
yeah,
Okay, we love Once in a Island here.
We
Come
love
on.
Rikers Island. There's so many. I want to do a show with my mom. I don't know if there's one in particular that I want to do, but I would love to do a show where I either play a younger version of my mom or I play my mother's actual like daughter in a show. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to your mom about well, it was about either her and Haley Kilgore doing it, but it could be you and her doing Gypsy.
That would
Wouldn't
be
that be
cool.
interesting? I'm
That
putting
would
it
be
out there
cool.
again.
Okay.
Because your mom was
Listen.
like, "I'll do it with my daughter."
I'll do it with my
Yeah.
mom. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
man.
That would be so fun.
Let's
Actually,
reinvent Gypsy.
let's do it. Let's do it. I support that wholeheartedly. Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's make it happen. To the universe, please. Let's manifest it right now. I'm gonna do Gypsy with my mom. I'm gonna do
I'm
it.
just
Love
so
it.
I'm
excited.
gonna change the title of that show though, because that's problematic.
You
But
don't, you don't have to do Cats. Trust me.
thank God.
Celia, you're at the Broadhouse Theater. That was also
I
one of my favorite
am.
theaters too. It's such a beautiful
It's
theater.
so
Yeah.
stunning,
Yeah,
and
it's-
it's both the designing of the space and also our incredible sound design team. Everything sounds so cool in that
Yeah, it's
theater.
a great theater to see a musical in.
Yeah.
it's-
So come see Jagged Little Pill.
Yes.
Hey-o.
Go see Jagged Little Pill, and if you're feeling the feels afterwards, the cast they'll hug you. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I promise. Tell me if you see me that you watch this, and I'll give you a hug.
Boom.
Done and done.
Done and
Thank you
done.
so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for
Send my love
having
to
me.
your
This
mom.
was so fun. I will.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 here on Facebook, and you can listen to us where we get your podcast by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow because we got a special guest with a special surprise.